Hi, I'm Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer, and
I'm Gia.
so we had a couple of topics that surfaced while we were chatting today, and we thought it was a good time to sit down and
Talk about it.
do a video. So Gia raised the issue of church. She raised the issue of church in Ghana and some of the things that were pleasant about the church because she did attend church quite a bit. Um, Actually, even more than me, to be honest. And then some of the things that sort of were kind of perplexing for her. So, Gia, start sharing with us what are your thoughts on Ghana and church?
My thoughts on Ghana and church are I don't understand how how the pastors in the churches always are talking about helping and growing other churches and helping other people out, but they're they go all out to other countries when really their country needs a lot more help than those other countries do.
Okay.
So, what I'm saying is sanitation. That's the most needed thing in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, I have strong feelings about that. I feel like, first of all, charity starts at home. I think it's great to have, for churches to have outreach and particularly with Christianity, there's an understanding that you're supposed to want to take the gospel to other nations and share the good news. But I do think there's something about improving the quality of life of, if nothing more than your parishioners, the people that come to the church regularly, rely on you, sit under your teaching, tithe there. That yeah, absolutely. That there should be your parishioners shouldn't be miserable. Well, there
Yes.
should be some sort of system in place where they know my sanctuary assists us in that way. So, what is it about the sanitation issue in church? How are you making that link? What is it that made you bridge the two thoughts?
Uh, you
Or were
see?
you able to use the bathroom in church? Let's get that straight.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
they actually did have a way for you to use the bathroom, wash your hands, the whole shebang.
Yes,
Okay.
but that was only in Susie's church.
Okay, did you go to another church where you had to walk or go someplace else?
No.
Okay, but you know that in general, because where you were staying at, you had to go out to use the bathroom.
Yes, and after doing that, they don't care anything. You have to pay,
Okay,
but sometimes you can get away with it.
who are you paying? You say you have to pay to use the bathroom. Who are you paying? Are you paying for the number one and the number two? You only paying if you do the number two. You paying if you want toilet paper. Like what? How does the paying work?
You pay for you pay for the toilet paper. You pay for
Okay,
the toilet paper because if you don't pay for the toilet paper, you won't have anything to wipe your butt. So what's
so
the whole point of
do
going?
you? Why can't you just walk with your own toilet paper?
You can,
Okay.
but you still have to pay.
So if you bring your own toilet paper, you pay. Why are you paying if you have your own toilet paper?
You still have to pay to go to inside
Okay,
of
so
the
you
bathroom.
paying for the convenience of using the restroom. So
Yes.
this is a community toilet.
Yes.
Okay.
So they sometimes even the toilets are messed up too.
And you still have to pay.
Still have to pay.
Where does the money go to if the toilet is messed up?
It goes to the people to live off of.
Okay, so someone has the blessing of owning a toilet, or
Mhm.
and instead of letting it just be completely free in community, they charge. But then there are people who come there and use it and abuse it. Is this what you're saying?
No, there's
Okay.
that not no. What I'm saying is maybe they haven't fixed the toilet in a while.
So this is an upright toilet. This is not a squatty potty.
No. Some they have the squatty potties for the children and sometimes even the elders go and do it. And they have a section sometimes in some bathrooms they have a section of their squatty potties and there's real toilets like how we have.
Okay, so you paid for the standard toilet. and you
Mhm.
understood you had to pay for it, for the convenience of the toilet, but also tissue. Okay, so how did you make peace with that? Because we live in a house. We're here in America in a house, 5 bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, one upstairs, one down, toilet, face bowl, tub, toilet, face bowl, tub. How did you wrap your brains around doing that?
I wrap my brains around doing that because when I first went to live with Susie, I didn't know none of this stuff. I didn't know these people around me. I didn't know anyone. And they just stared at me like this the whole time I was walking past with a big old suitcase. They were
Okay.
like I was confused. So I just kept on walking with Susie. And sometimes even to this day, some of those Africans tell me when I was walking to the bathroom one day, I would just jump on each stone like I was in like an obstacle course. And she even demonstrated. Anyway, when I got there, I told her I had to use the bathroom.
That's so you. You a person that love to get outside and have to use the bathroom, and
But I
I'm
had no problem with it. She
okay, but
told
I'm the exact opposite. I use the bathroom so I don't have to use the bathroom in public. She knows I'm religious with that. But go.
so she showed me the squatty potty and I'm like, I see those other people on the real toilet and I'm just sitting here on the squatty potty. And I'm wondering, can I go over there? And it turns
Yeah,
out
for a dime.
children can get on there, but you still have to pay.
You still have to pay. So you paid the whole time you was there.
No, so yeah, they sent someone with me to go to the bathroom because I get that in my mind. This is where the bathroom is, so
Okay.
that I can be independent and go by myself.
Okay. All right.
So
That's a rough one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only time I paid for the bathroom, I know that you do pay for the bathroom sometimes there. That's when we was on the road going to Kamasi, and they charge something different if you just gonna use a urinal. It's one fee. If you got to use a urinal and the toilet, which means you're gonna number two, it's a whole different other fee. And I don't know how I felt about that. I mean, it just well, traveling it seemed more like, okay, let's collect some coins in order to do upkeep. I don't know how that plays out in the community, but you said you handled it, so
I handle it. One thing about these bathrooms, they smell horrible.
yeah, they are different. Which is why your mother traveled with a what?
A squad, nah.
A portable toilet,
Yes.
because I don't like the the miss, the hit and miss, the popcorn. You don't know what you're gonna get. There's no standardization of toilets.
Hmm.
Because here, we in America, we have toilets that are bad. Like you'll go to maybe a restaurant, McDonald's, and somebody decided to be disgusting in the restroom, or there's a toilet that's backed up by toilet paper or whatever. But there's still just a standard toilet. We understand that if you're handicapped, you're going to have a bigger space to be able to maneuver your wheelchair in,
Hmm.
or floor walker or whatever. And then there's standard toilets. We expect certain things, and so you don't know what to expect, whether it's going to be a squatty, just a hole in the ground, whether it's going to be the concrete slat that's on a slant that has a hole, like a small hole in the corner for you to pee. You don't know if it's going to have toilet paper, not have toilet paper, if you're going to be able to wash your hands, not be able to wash your hands. You don't know. So that's why I traveled with the porta potty, because I said I already suffer in this area with constipation. So when I have to go, I have to go. Then I need to go and be comfortable. The last thing I need to do is get there and find out that the thing is not working, that it is just reeking with scent. And because you got different strange people, like at least with your family, you might not like the scent, but you get used to it.
Hmm.
But you're running into scents that you just like, oh my lord. And then if it's not being cleaned, that whatever's there has just been sitting there. So you paid for that experience. I'm blessed. I didn't have to pay for that.
No, well, see, but sometimes they are rough. But I'm thankful that where I was living, that toilet was perfectly clean,
Hello.
but there was
Oh.
still toilet paper on the sides, like
Oh.
always.
Um,
And but with the babies, I had no problem because they're just learning. So
absolutely,
they sometimes hit or miss.
absolutely.
So I just had to deal with it. And
Are you better for having dealt with it?
yeah.
Because I remember when we was catching a bus from Uganda to Tanzania, and we had to get out the bus and use it on the side of the road, and you was acting a idiot. You was complaining and squawking and half wanting to cry. You didn't want to do it, and I'm explaining to you, baby, this is the rest stop. Like, this man has stopped in the middle of the road. If we don't pee here, he's not stopping the bus again.
Mhm.
And so what I'm getting from this is you're stronger now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
But also that stronger comes from eating a lot healthier and actually working out more.
So you
Because when you see a squatty potty, it's not like it says it in its name, squat,
yeah.
and it's a pot. Okay,
But it's not really a
so
pot because it's really a thing more closer to the ground than raised up like a pot.
mhm.
Yeah. So you got to use them quadriceps.
So just how you squat in the gym to do your exercises, you better squat to use the bathroom.
Gia had to teach me in Uganda how to do it. When I saw it, I mean, I literally felt a crocodile tear coming down because I'm just like, look, I'm already a thick chop. And now you asking me to squat. And,
Mhm.
you know, she kind of gave me some confidence to just sort of balance myself out and even press my hands to the wall or something if I needed to. And, you know, I kind of got over it. I never liked it, but I never was intimidated by it again.
Yeah, but one thing I when I first saw the squatty potty, I was kind of concerned about it because it looked like if my butt is over that, what if something is in it and it come and grab and pinch me, and I
Mm,
don't want that.
that is a
Because I
thought.
did see one woman on the news where she was squatting and a frog came.
Was this in Ghana?
This was somewhere else. I don't know where this
Oh, but
was.
a frog came out the squatty?
Mhm.
Oh, I would have died. Oh, I mean, the frog would have screamed and I would have screamed. Uh-uh. God bless her. Well, I mean, you survived it. You paid. You walked. The difficultness of toilet paper. Go Daisy. We got a cat. Um, all of this stuff became a part
Oh.
of the Ghanaian experience, and you survived it. Um, so we started this talking about the church, and then we concentrated this time on this toilet. And so, what are you saying that the churches should step up and help solve some of this problem?
Yes, because in some churches, like they have a full bathroom and they have a sink, but sometimes the sink don't work and there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing, no soap to
Mm.
wash your hands. You only get the water, and it's like the water is like teardrop. Like,
Oh, yeah. Well, I know I was at Isaac's church, and his church was pretty nice. It's a pretty polished church, in many respects comparable to a U.S. church. You came to that church with us once.
mm-hmm.
But I did sit through a sermon, and his pastor is I will say he's a master teacher. He's an intelligent man. He doesn't do a lot of hooping and hollering. He doesn't come up with miracles and manifestations. He teaches. He teaches, and he gives you a good word. I was there one time and he did like a triple collection, and he said the third collection was because they had these additional projects someplace else. Two was building a church in Gambia, but then they also had some loose projects that they had there that they was working on. And so I didn't say anything. You know, I didn't give anything because I don't believe in sending the plate around three times. I just think that's overburdening poor people. Um, all right, fine. So when we get home, you know how you recap how things went. And am I boring you, honey? And I'm teasing you, Jibu.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, he asked me how I felt about it. And I said, you know, this he has these projects. He's collecting this money for these other projects. What he described as 19 projects, and I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, you. This is a church full of beautifully dressed people. Like the Ghanaians are just, to me, Ghana is a fashion hub, and the Ghanaians are just incredibly beautiful people, fit and fabulous, and phenomenal in their clothes, and well coordinated, and all of this. And I said, listen, I'm here. 60 to 70% of those people in that room are using the bathroom in the bush. And if they're not using the bathroom in the bush, some of them are using the beach. Some of them are using, they're using, what we consider kind of a outhouse kind of thing. To me, he doesn't need 19 projects there. He needs to focus on
His people.
his people. Yeah, and the biggest issue is sanitation.
Yes.
So in that sense, even though we hadn't talked about it, you and I, um, we share the same mindset about it. It's like, why can't the church have a campaign to help raise money to solve a very real problem that deals with your humanity? Like, there's no place in the West. We were talking the last talk, and folks was asking us to bring them back to America. You can't pee outside. We see men all the time have to pee outside. They can do that there. Here, you go to jail. You get fined for that. Somebody's going to get on the phone and call the police on you because it's a lewd act. There, it's common. It's very common. Um, that can be solved. That's something that's solvable. And so what I'm hearing you say is you want the church to step up and be a part of the team of people to look at you crying.
I ain't crying.
Uh,
I'm just
I know it's
yarn.
just a
Yeah, a
runny eye.
yarn too.
Yeah, but yeah, you want them to step up and be a part of solving that. Is that what I'm hearing you say, or what?
That's what I'm saying. But
Mm,
what my big problem is about it, I don't understand how, just how you said, they come to church well dressed, and you hardly ever see someone in the church wearing weird looking rags and stuff like that. But when you actually go to their houses, you see some of them got okay houses, some of them are made out of wood, some
yeah,
of them are made out of cloth, some of them are even made out of uh, just some old junk around the, you know.
yeah. You saying it's mismatch material?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when you actually see them when they're at home, you see them in dirty clothes and going to clean around and do their chores,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so surprising. And then when you see them at church, you see a whole new different person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the number one thing I love about them. But what I don't like is they go to church like that and they come home to the same old thing, like you said, the bush, the beach, and any other place.
And they're okay with that.
Yes,
Yeah,
they do this every day. And like, even
yeah.
I saw one boy, he went over there to the beach, and next thing you know, he's taking a dump. Then after, he takes some of the water, and that's how he cleans his butt. So at least he gets to, like, you won't smell anything.
It's his version of a bidet.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. Um, I believe that and I tell my husband, you've heard me tell Isaac, I'm not the lamb, I'm the lion of Judah. That I believe that, that part of what has to happen is some hell raising, that you have to decide that you sick and tired of being sick and tired, to
Mhm.
quote Fannie Lou Hamer, and that you want some pride and some dignity. And I do believe that God fearing people can be a part of giving you that. So I think it's interesting to hear your thoughts on that. I completely agree with you. I don't think it would make you any less a Christian or any less faithful. if you demanded of your sanctuary that they began to help out as parishioners, especially the ones who are in really, really dire need, that they just sort of, give their lives a little lift. Because, I'm impressed with Ghana. Ghana is a God fearing country. You have, people, when they say they'll pray for you, they do pray for you. And sometimes incessantly, and they should have more. They should, but God says, you have not because you ask not, and so I would like to see them ask, put more pressure to ask for some things that would give them some dignity. So we're gonna wrap up with that. This
Yep.
this was a conversation about church and sanitation and good spiritual leadership. What we can do, even as God fearing people, under the assembly of a really strong pastor. And we have some in America that fight on behalf of us. That they try to get cut down that long bridge of poverty, which is unnatural and man made. That in fact they walk with us and fight with us. Dr. King was one to bring
Yes.
some humanity back to our lives, and it doesn't have to come from secular people, but it can come from our our actual sanctuaries.
I love Dr. King.
I know you do, girl. All right, sign us off, Gia.
We'll see you next time at which chat?
I don't know. I don't stop counting.
Okay. We'll see you at the next chat. See you.